spinning. Oh, there we go. Okay, now we're live on YouTube. I wonder, like, does it send? Did you get a notification that I was live? Because it was trying to go live. Thanks for the heads up. Oh, now it's even, I don't even see an image there. Oh, man. Well, good morning, Christopher. Good morning, Lou. Good morning, Jody. Good morning, Robert. Jennifer says the plan was to visit on Friday. Yeah, a lot of plans had to be abandoned in the mud, for sure. Hello, Razorblade. Good morning. Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Stephanie. Good to see you. And did I miss anyone? Brandy is grateful for the meditation group I partook in and for everyone else being there. How very cool. Hey, Gerbot, we made it. Whew. Well, in case you missed, my gratitude today is, well, first I'll share that. So Lisa and I have a practice every night before bed. We say, I appreciate about you, and we share some things, and it's a really, it's such a wonderful practice. It's like another gratitude practice, a gratitude circle of two, where we just share the gratitude for the other person. And there's so many reasons why it's been helpful and a wonderful practice, but it's really helping me to anchor positive experiences and really, like 2 days ago, we just had an incredible day together. And then yesterday, another incredible day. And by the end of the day, I was like, oh my gosh, was that all today? In the morning, I'm going to close the window. In the morning, I joined her on a live broadcast, and we worked together and collaborated in speaking for the first time. And then later in the day, I asked her if she would sing with me, and we recorded my Burning Man song, and then I made a music video for it. So it was like this day of collaboration, this day of duets, this day of partnership and creative collaboration. That was really fun, and it was really fun. I think we communicated well about it and made each other feel welcome into our projects. It was very encouraging. Hello, Moosecock. Hello to you in Calgary. Good morning. And good morning, Emil. Hello. Whoa, your first day home since Burning Man. You are hardcore. Good morning, Jim. Good to see you. And Zoe, hello. Zoe sharing, she's grateful. Or they are grateful. I apologize. For my amazing partner. So proud of us for getting through this challenging burn stronger than ever. Awesome. I know the feeling. You are one of those people that I wish I could have had more hugs with, or any. Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Tamara. Wow, just back yesterday. You guys are hardcore. Brandy says, I am grateful for bursting into a pretty powerful tear session. I desperately needed that, and I am so grateful for it. I totally understand that. Some of my favorite experiences of Burning Man this year were crying in the temple. I had a one time when I just couldn't stop, and I eventually said, I need to loop this into some gratitude for the people that I'm missing and thinking about, and then exit the temple, because I felt like I could have just stayed there indefinitely, and I felt like I kind of got through what I needed to get through. But it was so beautiful and powerful. There was one point when I was in there crying, and Lisa brought her guitar, and so she was singing these beautiful songs as I was sitting in the temple. It was one of my favorite experiences at Burning Man. Best burn ever, says Tamara. I'm so glad so many people had such a good time. I had a rich time, and with more, as every day passes, I feel better about the experience, but it was not my best, but I'm glad it went as it did. Hello, Hippolito. Happy Monday. And good morning, Natasha. Natasha is grateful to have an extra day working from home so I can sneak out to my yard and apply neem seed oil to my wasabi that's being munched on by some sort of bug. Boy, that's the reason why almost the only thing I grow is tomatoes, is It is so frustrating to get just decimated by pests. Cherry tomatoes, though, man, as long as you keep those hornworms off, you're okay. But the hornworms get going, it's almost like a service. Like, I tithe to my church and I give tomatoes to the hornworm population. Anyone else want to share something that they are grateful for? Hippolito is grateful for Victoria. Living through the burn through her. What a badass burner she is. She rocked it. Natasha says, I'm terrified by the tomato hornworm. I have a very, like, and on some level, they are my mortal enemy, and on some level, they're so beautiful. Like, the colors of the hornworm is just like emerald green. They're like if Kermit was in the movie The Fly, he would turn into a hornworm. I am grateful that. What else am I grateful for? I'm super grateful I sent out an email to my mailing list today. So if you're on my mailing list, you should have got an email this morning about the essay that I just wrote about my burn. And I hinted at that I will be sharing tomorrow the music video that I worked all weekend on and recorded. It's Lisa and I singing and then editing video from our burn together. Can't wait to share that. Brandon, good morning. Brandon is grateful for the Playa Restoration team that has their work cut out for them this year. Right? Whew. I really wonder, like, what will, are they going to have to dig down and unbury things that are stuck in the mud? I'm sure. But, like, to what depth? Pope's Socks is grateful for a well-formed ankle. I love a gratitude like that. I have not been ankle focused for years. And here today, you have reminded me to have some gratitude for an underappreciated joint in my body. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Moosecock says, so grateful for all the things, even the rain, still coasting on burner energy. Thank you. Awesome. Gerbot, grateful for another couple days off from work to finish unpacking and decompressing. Awesome. Yeah, I'm really glad that I have the life and the scheduling that I do. I've been I was able to work, all the weekend on a music video and gonna go clean the Hugmobile a little bit now and then return it to storage. Because I definitely am still, floating in and out of. I finally set alarms on my phone for gratitude circles for the first, 5 days after the burn. I was late. I kept being late to gratitude at noon and 6 p.m. And usually I just tend to just be aware of what time it is when it comes to gratitude. But I kept going, whoops, missed it. So trying to get back into default world scheduling off Playa time. Good morning, Mingle. Good morning, Robert. Love you too. And I love the photo you posted of Mingle trudged out into the mud and took this picture of the man with like a lake in front of it. So the man is reflected in the water. So it's just like a very rare situation of a reflection of the man on the playa. Very cool. Jennifer is grateful for Love Morning Gratitude and that pink heart vibe. Well, thanks for being a part of it. Hello, Liz. Good morning. Hello to you in England. Liz is grateful for all the hidden blessings we find when we look closer at things we are experiencing. Yes! That's actually what Lisa invited me to speak about in her event yesterday morning about gratitude. I talked about my grandpa. And actually, that's it's topical. Today is 9/11. And Hug Nation began on 9/11. Does anybody know this story? Have I told this before here? Anyone want to hear that story? I'm going to tell it anyways. I think I've told it. I told it, I think, during my TEDx talk. So you may have heard it. And if you aren't on my mailing list, I didn't mention the music video is going to go out tomorrow. I'll probably share it in other places too. In fact, if you see me share it anywhere tomorrow, can you like, comment, or reshare to another Burning Man group? Because I would love the burners to see the music video that I'm putting up tomorrow. So, when 9/11 happened, I was living in a webcam house. So there was 27 cameras in our house, 2 in every room with night vision and audio. So everything that me and my campmates and housemates, there were 5 of us, was live on the web. And then woke up one morning while being in this house to 9/11. And it was this massive shift of, we were all focused on, look at us. And it was like, oh my God, everything's just changed. And anyone, I don't know how old people are, but right, there was this like shock. And then there was this brief chapter where there was this feeling of like world camaraderie, like, oh fuck, we can't keep on like this. Like this way the world is right now, with the levels of oppression, we create terrorism. Like that, like we have to figure out some way to work together to find camaraderie. There's like we're all united against this. This is, we can't do this. And there was this real like kind of brotherhood, sisterhood, family feeling globally. And then very quickly, the news and our government started saying things like, we got to stimulate the economy, go out and shop. And the narrative in the news started to talk about them, us and them. So instead of just like, hey, we're all in this, it was really trying to create this narrative of enemies. And clearly we can see now that we were being pushed towards war. But as this narrative was happening in the news, I was living in this webcam house. This was, 2001? The internet was starting to really get its legs. Most people were not making it a part of their daily lives, but I was living in a webcam house, dealing with webcams daily so I could see people across the world. And it like this, like, we are connected in this moment. There's people here from England. There's people in Amsterdam. Hello, Pierre. There's people who I know all over the US and probably other countries. And so as we are sharing this moment, the idea of us and them starts to just dissolve. Like, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, this is a new world. We can't keep saying them. We can click with one click now and say, what are you thinking, person in Iraq? What are you thinking, Mr. Saudi Arabia person? Now, at least that was what it felt like as the internet possibility was kicking in 2001. And I'm like, how can we create a different narrative than this us them? I go, what if we did a hug once a week where people all around the world just got in front of their webcams and we said, look, no matter what the news is saying, the world would rather hug you than hurt you. And so we started doing that. We started saying, let's do that every week. And I've been doing that every week, at least every week, for 22 years. And after doing it for several years, and I then is when I asked Grandpa Caleb to join me doing it every week. That was in about 2004. He did it with me every week for 3 years. I continue to do it, and I say on behalf of Grandpa Caleb now, we do it. And now in the gratitude circles, it happens 3 times a day. We give a hug and a moment of connection using webcams to let physical nationalities, locations, geography dissolve. We like to say it doesn't matter where your feet are, it matters where your heart is. And that's what the Hugmobile on the side of it says, the world would rather hug you than hurt you. So that is the origin of Hug Nation. That is the origin of the vibe that we are in this moment. It has evolved. It has I don't feel like it has a connection to war and terrorism anymore. But in a way, everything is all connected, and every ambassador of love is in some way connected to the darkness. And guess what? You are an ambassador of love. So, happy anniversary of Hug Nation. I missed a bunch of comments, so I'll say, good morning, Victoria. Nice to see you live. Someone just gave gratitude for you for experiencing the burn through you. Who was that? I apologize for not remembering the name in this moment. Hippolito said that. Good morning, Amy. Amy is grateful for Rand Larson and Terry Pratt's amazing photography of the burn and all the hard-worked installations and art pieces. Nice. Good morning, Joyous. Joyous, you have been you are a veteran Hug Nation love warrior for sure. Have a beautiful day, Jennifer. Good morning, Chris. And hello, Pierre. Does anyone else want to share any gratitude before we have a hug and head off into our days? If you've joined late, I'm feeling inspired by collaboration. The song that I sang yesterday during this morning broadcast, I re-recorded it with Lisa as a duet and made a music video for it. And I'm going to share that tomorrow on my mailing list and in the socials. So, Amy's asking, how was the Pink Ride? Is there anybody here that was on the Pink Ride this year at Burning Man? Thursday noon, we gathered. I gave a talk, and then we did the ride. Good morning, Rob. Thank you. Good morning, Rachel. The Pink Ride was awesome. It was, I think, the people that gather there, it's such, most people there, we have some sort of depth connection. So I shared very vulnerably and emotionally. And then the ride was so rad. Unfortunately, my fucking GoPro did not charge when I had it plugged in, so I have no video of the ride. And I just had to, in the moment, just go, I'm not going to try to figure it out. I'm just going to just trust immediacy. But I'm bummed now, because the moment, one of the peak memory moments is when being on the ride and looking back, saying I love you, and then looking back and seeing all the people in pink behind me, and I was like, I wish I had a picture of that. So it was great. And then when we got into the center camp, we rode around Rods Road, in the center camp road, and then made a circle. And then we circled as we entered center camp, the wind kicked in, and it was almost like as we swirled into center camp, we affected the weather, because the wind just went, and all of a sudden all the flags just started going, like we created a tornado. It was fucking cool. Stephanie is grateful for all the lessons this year's burn showed me, including my conversation with a fellow from Canada after the Pink Ride. It was awesome. Yay! So happy to hear that. Yeah, it was a really a magic moment. It is consistently. I've never had a Pink Ride that has not been one of the highlights of my year. Gerbot says, I enjoyed my first Pink Ride. Yeah! And, I would so love to see video. Even if it's just if it's shaky or whatever, I'd still love to just take some screenshots of it. That would be amazing. Gilder Jen said, I went to the cancer walk and it was so amazing. Oh, beautiful. Oh, Mingle has some videos. Awesome. Ooh. And if you have the black tie, I think you took a picture of Lisa and I at the black tie night. If you have that, that would be We'd love to see that. Good morning, Corey. Corey is vacationing in Mexico. Bueno. So extremely grateful. Always nice to tune into this. Thank you, Corey. Hope you're having an incredible vacation. Whoop. Hello, Whoop 2. I love the aura, your attitude about life, the way you love your girlfriend and not afraid of being vulnerable. Thank you. You know, I really I lived in a webcam house 22 years ago, and I've really been dedicated to a life of introspection and public sharing of my journey. I've very early in my life had an experience where I shared something vulnerable in public and had people's early internet days, like in '96, and had people say like, wow, that was so helpful for me to hear what you're going through because I'm going through something similar. And it gave me this, like, it was one of the, there's been a few moments in my life when I got like a clear, like in my body. That was one. Another one was when my grandpa said, "It's a beautiful glass." And I was like, I'm like, I'm supposed to ask Grandpa to be the Hug Nation co-host. Isn't that weird? These are all like fucking related. I did ask for people to share Pink Ride videos on the Pink Ride event page. It's hard. I don't really have a clear way of communicating with everybody. But I will continue to ask. Thank you, Amy. Enjoy your meeting, Susan. Good to see you. Big hugs. Hello, Lillian. Enjoy your extended road trip. Oh, grateful for the beauty of the land around each curve of the road. Well said. Hello, Britton V. Oh, yay. I've been saying it's a beautiful glass ever since the Pink Ride. Oh, I love hearing that. That somebody else posted that this last night. They shared "It's a Beautiful Glass" in a Facebook post and tagged me. And yesterday when I did the broadcast with Lisa on her event, she asked me to talk about gratitude, and I shared the Beautiful Glass story. Does everyone know the Beautiful Glass story? Now I feel like that's unfair to just like jump into Beautiful Glass. If you watch my TEDx talk, there is I explain it in detail. Just what? You don't know I have a TEDx talk? Well, go to johnstin.com, and that has links to all my good stuff, including my TEDx talk. I think, now I said it out loud, I'm like, I think I have it there. All right. Well, Luann is grateful to get out today and deliver tomatoes to seniors. Oh, how cool. Okay, well, this has been a wonderful start to my day. Thank you for being a part of it, as we are reminded that we are surrounded by like-minded, open-hearted people. Those of you who are here live on Facebook and YouTube, and those of you who might be seeing this archive later, hello! Hello to you from the past. What's the future like? And as we celebrate the anniversary of Hug Nation, would you join me in a hug? So wherever you are, give yourself a squeeze, and as you feel your body's holding yourself, let it not be just your arms, but symbolic of the arms of everyone who is here in this moment sharing this, and the arms of everyone who might see this in the future, and the arms of everyone who has ever been in this space, intentionally joining in this community, in this family, in this like-minded vibe of, I would rather hug you than hurt you. This recognition that we're more alike than we are different. This confrontation of the news story of us and them. The recognition that if you travel the world, countries might have a reputation, but a person will invite you into their home and serve you tea and open their heart. So let's be those people in the world. Let's recognize that no stories can dim our light, dim our faith, dim our worthiness as ambassadors of love in the world. So let's take a deep breath in and squeeze one another. Hold it. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you beautiful ambassadors of love, thank you for being here for this Hug Nation hug and love morning. I love you. I do this every day at 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. We do a live broadcast here on Facebook and YouTube. Also do gratitude circles every day at noon and 6. All of these things are free. And I've also put it out there to people. In years past, sometimes I've done a post-burn decompression kind of group, which I'm not doing this year. But if you want to continue to come in the morning here and have thoughts or concerns, if you're like struggling with your decompression, just bring it up and we'll share some stuff. And I'm happy to speak to that topic. Happy Monday.